The world we inhabit is not as free, or certain, or safe as you might think. The things that you believe to be unassailably evident are little more than shadows dancing behind a curtain, a masquerade crafted and dutifully upheld by an organization known as the Foundation. The file you are about to hear contains containment procedures, descriptions, testing logs, historical and in some cases first-hand accounts of the anomalous objects the Foundation serves to secure, contain, and protect. Its contents have been thoroughly scrutinized by the Ethics Committee and approved by the O5 Council for release to trusted associates of the Foundation. This is SCP Unredacted. Item number SCP-4127. Object class neutralized. Special containment procedures. SCP-4127 is to be kept on site in a secure, low-risk containment vault. Additional testing is prohibited at this time. Description: SCP-4127 is a 1936 USA buffalo nickel that depicts a buffalo on one side and a human skull on the other. When flipped, the item always lands head side up. The item was previously documented in the Anomalous Objects log. However, an additional property was discovered in 2006 by a janitor during routine maintenance. When the coin is flipped, immediately after the subject describes an event conditional upon the flip, the result of the flip will determine the event's outcome. Addendum 4127.1 Testing Log. Statement: Heads, I get a promotion. Result: heads. Outcome: Emilio Rodriguez, a janitor at Site 96, is called to Site Director August's office to receive a promotion for his conduct. During this meeting, Mr. Rodriguez mentions having flipped the coin only minutes prior, leading to its discovery and designation. Given that his honesty is what led to the item's discovery, the promotion is upheld. Statement: Heads, my quarter's next flip will come up tails. Result: heads. Outcome: a non-anomalous quarter is flipped. It comes up tails. Statement: Heads, the next 10 flips of my quarter will come up tails. Result: heads. Outcome: the non-anomalous quarter is flipped 10 times. It comes up tails each time. Statement: Tails, my quarter will come up tails at least once in the next 10 flips. Result: heads. Outcome: the non-anomalous quarter is flipped 10 times. It comes up heads each time. Statement: Heads, my quarter will now always come up tails. Result: heads. Outcome: formerly non-anomalous quarter, now anomalous. Added to the log of anomalous objects. Note: don't do this again. Site Director August. Statement: Heads, I'll get a call in the next 5 seconds. Result: heads. Outcome: Researcher Rogers immediately receives a call from his wife, reminding him to pick up their son from school. Statement: Heads, I'll get a call from the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes Committee in the next 5 seconds. Result: heads. Outcome: Researcher Rogers immediately receives a call from a representative of the Publishers Clearinghouse Sweepstakes Committee. During the ensuing conversation, it becomes clear the committee member has dialed the wrong number. Statement: Heads, I'll become filthy rich. Result: heads. Outcome: a sewage main bursts in the bathroom, flooding the lab with raw excrement. Shortly thereafter, Researcher Rogers receives a phone call from an investigator hired by his biological mother. During the ensuing conversation, he is informed that his birth name is Richard. Statement: Heads, this flip comes up tails. Result: tails. Outcome: both sides of SCP-4127 are now tails. Cessation of anomalous properties. Redesignated as neutralized. Note: on account of his misuse of an anomaly for monetary gain, Researcher Rogers is hereby demoted to the janitorial staff. Site Director August. Thank you for listening to this podcast. If you like what you hear, Follow the link in the description to patreon.com/scpunredacted and help support me by becoming a patron for as little as $3 a month. You can get access to production logs, merchandise, recognition, and even a part in a skip. Regardless of tier, all patrons get early access to every single episode. I don't have the talent it takes to write a skip. All I do is read. Original authors make this podcast possible, so credit to the original author. Their links in the description. Show them some love as well. Consider becoming a member of the SCP Wiki. Upvote their work and maybe write a skip of your own. Maybe I'll read it here someday. You never know if you never try. The content of this podcast and content relating to the SCP Foundation, including the SCP Foundation logo, is licensed under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0, and all concepts originate from scpwiki.com and its authors. This recording, being derived from this content, is hereby also released under Creative Commons Sharealike 3.0.